Conservative lawyer Sidney Powell back in the news once again this week, this time suing Verizon to prevent Verizon from handing over her phone records and other, digital communications from her phone to the January 6th Select Committee. And of course, Sidney Powell has a roughly 0% chance of actually being successful with this particular argument. You see, Sidney Powell not only says, hey, you don't have a right to do this because I wasn't there. That's part of her legal argument. I wasn't there on January 6th. What are you talking about? You're the January 6th committee. You're looking at what happened that day, and I wasn't there, so you can't have me. But another interesting thing in this legal filing they've put out there is her attorneys are arguing that if her phone records were given over to this committee, it would cause, quote, irreparable harm to Sidney Powell. So whatever it is that she is trying to keep secret is apparently so bad that if anybody else knew about it, Sidney Powell would be ruined. I don't know about you, but now suddenly it's like, okay, that definitely seems like the committee probably needs to know what the hell you were doing that day, which makes it all the more likely that they're going to get their hands on those documents or the communication, Like, how bad are they that is what ends up ruining your life? I want to know. I want to know more than anything else now. Like, what is in there that's going to cause irreparable harm to the previously untarnished reputation of Sidney Powell? Like, what could be in there that makes you look even worse than you already do? Oh, I've got to know. I've got to know. Verizon, you got to fight this, man. This is absolutely too good to pass up. Here's the thing. We have had other people subpoenaed by the January 6th Select Committee, of course, that have actually, also said, Verizon, you can't release this stuff. And Verizon says, yeah, but we are. And so Sidney Powell's suing to stop that. This is going to get shut down pretty quickly. The January 6th Committee, even in spite of Rudy Giuliani saying they don't have it, they do have the power to subpoena these records. Her legal argument that because she wasn't there on January 6th and therefore should not be included in this investigation is total BS, because as we know, the committee is not only looking at the exact events that happened on that day, they're looking at the run-up to it. And that is where Sidney Powell and, of course, Rudy Giuliani also come into play. Y'all were out there pushing these lies. Sidney Powell's the one who first got up in front of that microphone. It was the same press conference where Rudy Giuliani's hair was melting down his face. And she's the one who started talking about Hugo Chavez and Venezuela and ghosts and the machines. And that's how they did all this. You were involved in it from the start, Sidney. You were at the White House at some point telling your idiotic stories. Like, there came a point, and the Select Committee knows this because of the documents they've received, where it was being considered whether or not to appoint you as a special prosecutor to investigate, potential election fraud. You're at the heart of this. You don't get to say that just because you weren't storming the Capitol, you're not involved. You were one of the first people involved. And the committee is trying to determine whether or not your words and actions prior to the events of January 6th may have caused people to, in fact, storm the Capitol, as well as maybe played a role in the plots that we've now uncovered of the Trump administration attempting to overturn the 2020 election results. Whether it was with the Pentagon, the Department of Homeland Security, local police officers, whatever it was, members of Congress, the MyPillow guy. You're at the center of all of it, Sidney. You don't get out of this. All you're doing is stalling by suing Verizon, because eventually those communications that you say are going to cause irreparable harm, they're going to come out. And we're going to know exactly what it is you're trying to hide. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen. Oh, not be so grumpy.